Have you ever thought about what it means to turn the other cheek? It's a phrase we've heard time and again, often interpreted as a directive for absolute pacifism. It's a concept that's woven into many of our societal norms and expectations. But what if I told you there's more to it than just passivity? What if this biblical instruction carries a depth we've yet to fully explore? Intriguing, isn't it? So let's dive into this biblical lesson and uncover its true meaning. The phrase "turn the other cheek" comes from Jesus' Sermon on the Mount in the book of Matthew. The sermon is one of the most important discourses in the entire New Testament, and it's where we find many of the core teachings of Jesus. Now, let's delve a little deeper and set the stage. Picture this: a vast crowd has gathered at the foot of a mountain in Galilee. They are people from all walks of life, each carrying their own burdens and hopes. They've come to listen to a carpenter's son from Nazareth, whose words hold a captivating blend of authority and compassion. The phrase "turn the other cheek" is nestled within a section of the sermon where Jesus instructs his followers on the law of retaliation, or an eye for an eye. But Jesus flips this concept on its head. He tells his followers, "Do not resist an evil person. If anyone slaps you on the right cheek, turn to them the other cheek also." This message was radical and counterintuitive in a society that valued honor and retaliation. It challenged the status quo, nudging people towards a path of nonviolence and forgiveness. It was a call to respond to hostility, not with equal aggression, but with a love that is patient and enduring. Yet, this phrase was not only about non-retaliation. It was also part of a broader message, a message about loving one's enemies and praying for those who persecute you. This was a radical shift from the us versus them mentality. It was about breaking down barriers of hostility and building bridges of compassion and understanding. So when we think about "turn the other cheek," it's more than just a call to pacifism. It's an invitation to a radically different way of living, a way that values love over retaliation, forgiveness over vengeance, and understanding over hostility. But is that all there is to this phrase, or does it hold a deeper meaning? In reality, turning the other cheek is not just about pacifism, it's a call to a higher form of righteousness. When Jesus uttered these words, he was advocating for a deeper level of love and respect for others. This isn't merely about not fighting back when someone strikes you. It's a radical call to respond to all forms of harm, not with anger or retaliation, but with grace and love. Let's give this some thought. When someone harms us, our natural instinct is to retaliate, to give back as good as we get. But Jesus is asking us to rise above this instinct. He's encouraging us to act not out of anger or spite, but out of love and understanding. This teaching is not a call for us to simply accept abuse or harm. It's not about being passive in the face of injustice. Instead, it's about choosing to react differently, to respond with kindness even when we are met with hostility, to show love even when we are faced with hate. So, this deeper meaning of turning the other cheek challenges us. It asks us to be bigger, to be better. It encourages us to react not with the heat of anger, but with the coolness of love and grace. It's a tough call, but it's a call to a higher form of righteousness. So turning the other cheek is not about being a doormat, it's about responding with love and grace in the face of harm. So, what have we learned today? We've dug deep into the phrase, "turn the other cheek," a common expression often heard but seldom understood in its entirety. This phrase, with roots from the Bible, teaches us lessons that extend far beyond its literal interpretation. We've unpacked its true essence, revealing that it's not a call to accept harm or abuse passively. Instead, it's an encouragement to respond to such situations with grace, patience, and love, a testament to the transformative power of nonviolent resistance. We've also explored its deeper meaning, which encourages us not to retaliate with an eye for an eye, but to break the cycle of violence and hatred. It's a call for us to rise above our instinctive reactions and respond with compassion and understanding. Remember, turning the other cheek is not about accepting harm, but responding to it with grace and love. And that's a lesson we can all benefit from in our daily lives.